Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. The San Siro for nigh on a century, Milan's power base, the ultimate status symbol of their glorious history. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Dumfries making himself the star of this show. Hard to believe, really, that he's already made it up to 300 appearances.
Well, Peter, I can't attest to this personally, not having made it to that many appearances myself, but you only need to look around to see not just how much it means to him, but everyone that's here and beyond. This is a huge moment.
And here's Mackay. He's had a shot! Goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So, a breakthrough already. There will be a throw-in. Bellingham! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Chance here to counter. Knocks it into space. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark. Oh, the ball's gone astray. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Now he's got space here. First quarter of an hour gone. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball.
Ukraine really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Pirlo. That has been cut short. Balde. Bellingham. Great vision.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Nedved. And that is a little undercooked. Ibrahimovic. Now it's Mackay. Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Mackay. He's found a way through. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. No, he's not getting any further than that. Milan are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, ball's over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Getting up there! And yes, it's there! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. What a header, flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off their shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
Balde. Hazard is in a really good position out wide. Thuram. And he was quick to react. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. Eto'o unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. No, that's been intercepted. Well, that pass isn't the best. Aimed beyond the defence. Platini! Vieira. No, he's not getting past him there. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Big chance! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end. Look at the space here. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. So the action resumes.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
And it's Vieira. Bellingham. Seedorf. And he cuts out the supply. Bellingham running with intent. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul. Well, that's a booking. Always looked it. Pirlo having a look. Looking to widen the gap even further here. Pass somewhat off target. Milan with the corner, there first. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Ukraine have the chance to go the other way. Tries to play it through. Bellingham.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add...
And a chance! It's a goal! It is an explosive start to the second half. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Well, I think he was saying to his teammates, how dare you doubt me?
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
And he's going to have his name taken.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 22.
So the manager can make a
Numero
change
25.
for the first time in the game here.
Numero 4. Seedorf. Numero 17. Pirlo.
And it's Bellingham.
Lasciano il campo
Well,
per
that'll certainly
il
improve their
numero
mood.
14.
All the talking, both
Snyder.
tactical and
Il numero
motivational in that
18.
half-time dressing
Il
room
numero 42.
seems to have paid off for the
Yaya
moment
Touré.
at least.
Il numero 16.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Dumfries is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi è di
80.113
spettatori.
That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 13. Lam. Viene sostituito con il numero 8. Cambio di giocatori.
And that's asking too much of anyone and everyone. That's been drilled forward. Ukraine perhaps contemplating their next change here. Now it's Giroud. Doué. And he's got away from him. He's on it. Can he get... It's Eto'o! Oh, it's come off the upright. Schneider clears without hesitation. Eto'o. Oh, look. Eto'o! Looking for the run. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly.
Now there's a great block, if ever there was one.
Now it's Pelé. And it's gone back to the keeper. Dumfries. Vieira. Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Schneider does really well to win the ball there. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Balde. Thuram. Schneider plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Schneider. That's a shade optimistic.
Milan surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Dumfries cuts it out. Plays a sharp little ball here. Overhits and out of play. Nedved. And here's Giroud. Whistle's gone, that's foul. It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. And he's there to get it away. Swung over. Can he get on the end of this? Quick look. Bullish header! And he's managed to get rid. Time is running out here.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick. Maybe the late show.
Dumfries. Threads one in. Nedved. It's a good run down the right. He has found the way through. Shot could be on. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, that was vital.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
And that was asking for too much.
Il quarto
Rodri.
minuto indica 4 minuti di
4
recupero.
added minutes on the board. Yaya Toure. And this is Eto'o. And they're quick to get it back. Oh, that's a foul. Which side of the line is that? The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick. And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
Look, Peter, what they need now are cool heads and discipline, and instead it looks like they've got a liability in their side.
I think we've got just about enough time for this free kick. And now as good a time as any to pull level. Nedved! That was travelling. Yaya Toure. But that signals the very end. A game of margins, of thrills, the sort of game that is a great advertisement for our sport. Sad in a way that somebody had to lose. Thoughts on what we've just seen?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge as both sides went full pelt trying to win this. A throwback to games gone by.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Facciamo gli auguri a tutti i tifosi che oggi festeggiano l'anniversario di matrimonio e che riceveranno un gentile omaggio.